Hello, welcome to Studio Nicole. I'm Nicole, and I am so glad that you're here with me. I am going to jump into Creative Whispers. I believe this is round three. It's a game started by Lisa Young. I'll link to her original video and the other participants in the description box below. But basically, Lisa creates an art journal page using a prompt that she does not disclose. So we don't know what the prompt is, but we watch her create, and then she passes it along to Wendy from Willow Wanders. I think is second. I don't know the order. I'm sorry if I'm messing up the order, but um then the second person watches Lisa's video and creates something using what they think the prompt is. And then the third person watches both the previous videos, makes a guess about the prompt, and then creates something. Then the fourth person. So it's Lisa, Wendy, Tina Hoyce, and Gabrielle Huckenbecker. I'm probably saying it wrong. I'm going to put it in the description box. Um, then once all four of the artists create their videos and post them, then we can watch all of the videos and participate ourselves. It's like a game of telephone, if you ever played telephone when you were in elementary school. So I have watched the videos and I have made a guess about what I think the prompt is. I am going to guess there's two things that stand out to me. One of them is the use of Art Foamy's stamps, and I don't have any of those. So I am substituting in some botanical stamps that I've carved myself. These are carved out of lino. This one is carved out of just a block of some kind of foam that was in some kind of packaging at some point. So I'm going to use these in my design. The other thing that really jumped out at me from all of the videos was the use of collage elements, just random images. I mean, obviously not completely random, but images that don't initially seem to go together. And they were used collaboratively in the collage. So you'll notice in the first video by Lisa, she uses like of a lady's face and shoulders, and she attaches it to what was like a lock. And so we're kind of like combining the images to create something new or layering the images together to tell a story on the page. She did the same thing with some of her other elements. She kind of layered them so they felt like they were cohesive and connected. So here's what I am starting with. I am using my big journal today, which is why I have the camera up really high off my desk so that you can see the whole page. I have been creating in this journal for a couple of years, so a lot of it is full. I was opening it up to find a blank page, and I came across this page, which I've already obviously done a background of rainbow colors across the page and some splatters. This was done with acrylic inks, but then I never came back and finished it with a focal point. So I was inspired by the rainbow design. I'm going to use my collage elements in kind of a to like sort of match the colors across the page, or to just it's not going to be perfect obviously, but I did go through all of my collage images. I just grabbed a big bin of I actually still have it here on my desk in case I need to dig back through it for anything. So these are just some folders and lots of collage images that I have pulled out of magazines and cut out things that I think I might be able to use. So I went through this bin ahead of time already to save you the trouble of watching me, dig through this endless bin of images. And I've gotten I pulled out a selection of images and papers that had these colors, right? These all mimic the colors in some way. So I thought it would be super interesting to sort of arrange these on the page and layer layer the images in a way that sort of used the colors on the page to dictate where these things might go. Like put this blue, cut these out and kind of layer them around on the page. Maybe put this up here, cut some things out. This can go kind of over this way. So that's what I plan to do. I don't know exactly how I want to do it yet, but I did, like I said, I grabbed a selection of images. I just grabbed anything that I thought matched some of these colors, and I figure I'll arrange as I go. So I will probably just put you on like a fast speed and put some background music while I cut these images out and arrange them on the page and glue them down. So that you don't have to watch me do that. But I think I might do some stamping first. And I just planned to sort of stamp around the page. I guess the reason why I grabbed the leaves in particular is because I'm really feeling the concept of growth and, being sort of planted somewhere and maybe growing out of that space that we're in. Let me see if I can find. If I just kind of crammed everything back into a pile here. But while I was going through the images, these are the first two images that I pulled out. This lemon tree in a big pot and this dancer with her legs cut off. And I was just envisioning this, like her kind of growing out of the pot and like flourishing and blooming. And so that's kind of I'm probably not, I mean, I guess I could use this like this on the page. It certainly would work. The green and the blue together. I could maybe use it like that just to sort of honor the initial idea that I had about growth. But that's why I picked these leaves, because I thought that they also really picked up that theme and would help to communicate it on the page. So I'm going to do some stamping and then I'm going to do some collage. I'll probably speed you up for at least part of that so you don't have to watch the whole thing in real time. And I will come back when it's all finished and I'll let you know what I've come up with. You'll be able to see how it turned out. Excuse me. You'll be able to see how it turned out. So at first I grabbed my black ink pad and I was sitting here thinking about the flower, the leaves being sort of in black across the color. And I do like that, but I also think that I want to just stick with the rainbow theme and see how that turns out. I think it will give it some interesting variation. So I grabbed all of my StazOn ink pads in like different colors, and I'm going to try to not match perfectly because then it won't show up, but I'm going to try to complement the colors on the page when I do the stamping. So I will see you in a little bit. Hey folks, this is where I'm at. I've got my stamping layered on the page over top of the colors and the splatters. I think it looks really good. It's super messy, which is totally my vibe. And now I'm just going to start layering on the collage elements. I think it's done. I would normally want to put like an edge, a border, but the white around the edge kind of serves as a border. I like all of the collage images. They kind of all speak to me a little bit about happiness. I was going for growth. That was the idea that I had in my head when I started this. But when I pulled out the quote about happiness, I realized that it actually fits even a little bit better than growth. All of the things on this page make me happy in some way or another. Um, Even if it's just the whimsy of the bird sitting on the guy's head over here. We've got music, I have tree branches and watercolor art and balloons and this beautiful shell that's striped and birds and horses and cats and fresh orange slices and lemon trees and parrots and balloons and candy and flowers and butterflies. It's just all of the things in the world that could possibly make a person happy all on one page. And I love it. I love how it's turned out. So I have everything glued down. The glue is still drying, but I am trying to figure out where to put my words on the page. I'm using this quote: I am in charge of how I feel, and today I am choosing happiness. And it originally was in like a all in one block. And I had it over here because the colors, like fit, but I thought about putting it over here so there was some contrast, but I just didn't like the colors against each other. So here's what I've decided to do. I cut it up into lines and I'm going to kind of scatter it a little bit. I've got I am in charge of how I feel, and today I am choosing, and then happiness kind of overlaps. This dancer, she looks incredibly happy, I think. I don't know. There's again a little bit of a glare. But she looks very happy. She's embodying happiness. And so, yeah, I kind of like this. I like it when the quote is broken up and not all in a big chunk. I think that it helps to sort of lead your eye around the page a little bit. And with the rainbow happening already, we are sort of moving our point of focus sort of across the page. And now we just have some words along the way to sort of give us something to think about as we are looking around the page. So I love that. I'm trying to, I don't want these to be too straight. I like them when they're just a little bit like wonky and off kilter. Again, it just gives it a little bit more visual interest. I don't really like anything that's lined up too straight. So here we go. This is what I've got. I'll bring the camera back up a little so you can see it. I'm going to try and tip it so that there's not so much glare. Um, I do still have some glue that definitely needs to dry. Um, that's probably causing some glare for you, but yeah, here we go. I've got some pinks over here, some pink images, some reds, oranges, some yellows. I can't move my book any farther up to look at the bottom of it because the rest of the shelf is in the way. Over here we've got the parrot in the tree and the dancer coming out of the big plant pot. And we have some candies and um I might come in here and just do a little bit of like white splatter. Actually, I don't think I want to do that with this pen. I think I want. I'm grabbing my Liquitex white acrylic ink. And I'm going to just my paint water is very pink right at the moment from project well project that I did earlier, so I don't want to use the pink water because it won't. So I'm just using my little spray. This is my little hack. I just spray the paintbrush. I usually hold it over here so that the water doesn't drip on my paper when I do it. But I've got a little bit of ink on my wet paintbrush. Just dropping some of that white ink on there. And now I'm going to do some white splatters. I think this is gonna tie it all together. Maybe not on the bird's face. Oops. But maybe next to the bird. All right. I like the white splatters. I think that they definitely help to tie it all together. So that is probably going to be my finishing touch. I think I'm done at this point. So this was the Creative Whispers. Oh, I forgot this little guy. Oops. I forgot this kayak. Is it a kayak? It's a boat of some sort. Some variety of boat. I don't think it's a kayak, but I couldn't tell you what it is. Let me put this in here. I wanted it under. Is it too late? It might be too late to peel this up. I was going to kind of layer it a little bit. All right, there's more than one way to skin a cat, which is a terrible saying if you're a cat, but it's something my grandmother used to say all the time, so now I say it all the time. Oh no, I'm messing up my dots. All right, so I just cut the boat so that the flower would show up and it would look like it was tucked behind. Perfect, perfect. It worked out beautifully. Want some of the dots to be over top of it. Okay, so there we go. We've got it. We're done. I'm gonna call it. This is Creative Whispers round. I think it's round 3. I didn't participate in round 1. I picked it up on round 2, and now I'm doing round 3. I am very excited. I used the botanical foam stamps in the background, and I used some whimsical collage in the foreground. And I love how it turned out, even if I'm way off when it comes to the prompt. I will link to the playlist and the other participants so that you can go back and start from the beginning and follow along if you want to. Make your own video. It's a great inspiration, right? It's a great way to sort of get a little bit of inspiration and then head off and see where you end up. That's at least that's how I do it. Thanks for joining me today. If you like this video, I would love for you to consider subscribing and have a great day. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you in the next video.